about women empowerment. I mean, it's one of the things that I talked about with when bringing this topic into this group. I really respect women and their roles, and I think a woman's place can be in the NFL. And so, Miss Nicole,
Oh
who do
yeah.
we have for this
Ah,
lady?
who do we have? Women und Sports. We have the women in sports. She is a doctor. Um, she got her doctorate in a very interesting way. I'm going to still go with her name, continuing with just doctor because I want to get this. Oh, yes. Welter graduated from Boston College and has a master's degree in sports physiology, psychology, perhaps too, and a PhD in psychology from Capella University. So she is Dr. Welter. In fact, actually, her name is Dr. Jen Welter. So I don't know if you guys have covered her before in the past. She was the first woman to coach in 2015
Mm-hmm.
for the Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
She now plays for the Vegas Vipers for the XFL. So why do I bring her up and how does she news update actually news update. What happened was on September 12th, she was part of a host for an initiative called in Voice in Sports, and it was put out with Mattel, and they had her alongside with another co-host, Pepper Parsley, who is a journalist, and she's a woman in sports, and she's host of Dish with Pepper, a podcast, and she is a 14-year-old girl.
Oh, I love
So
that.
Great.
Fish with
yes,
pepper. Oh, look that up.
so she ended up hosting, and it's called Building a Career in Sports. So the feature guest speaker was Jen Walter herself. So the first woman in coaches NFL, and another featured speaker was Steph Starzik. She's the co-founder of Voice in Sports project. So basically, it was a 45-minute session where girls from 12 to 13 got to participate and listen to them, and it was inspired by the Dream Gap project put out kind of by Barbie. And so with the guest featured speaker Jen Welter, she had to say, and also Barbie actually announcing in 2023 that their highlighted career of the year is women in sports. So that's right. Barbie now has a general manager. You can be a
I
general
love
manager and get that Barbie. You can be a coach. You can be a referee. You could be a
that.
sports
Oh.
reporter. So it really brought into perspective, what it means to be, and having that dream. Kind of what she did say was she posed an important question about the pockets of football culture. Football being an American's game, the game that took over Sundays and found its way into Thanksgivings, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
It's larger than life game where guys look like superheroes. And I know for me and a lot of women who played, we also heard very distinctly that football was the final frontier for women in sports. I know for me, I took that as a challenge. If this was America's game, how can it be an American game if women don't play? So that's kind of, it starts with a little bit of a dream, and having that even in just being a doll, and like seeing that and being, you could be a general manager as having a Barbie toy to inspire you. And it does kind of speak from like when you can play and talk about and have that permission to have that kind of dream is kind of cool in that play, when little girls are still developing and finding their dreams. So I really thought it was kind of cool update on Jen Welter and what she's doing still to this day to help out, and being a role model for women in sports, and getting to inspire other little girls like us and all of us, that we can actually go and do news, sports reporting, and all of that. So I really think that it is really cool that she has an initiative and still a drive. If you want, you could check out her website. It looks pretty freaking awesome, not gonna lie, and very inspirational to reach out. But yeah, she's still coach and she's still is um that is that.
Awesome.
Yes, she is a pretty cool
Very
woman.
cool. I love that she is still pursuing different avenues in women in sports. And I love that she's engaging with young ladies that are of teenage years and formative years and getting them involved. And that Barbie is partnered, and there's all these different Barbies now that you can get, that one's dressed like a ref, one's dressed like a player, one's dressed like a GM. And I just think, and it's really cool because if you haven't seen the Barbie movie, I'll give you a little bit of overview. It's about women empowerment, and it's not like Barbie was this ditzy woman that had Malibu Ken and everything else. There is a big, huge story about women empowerment behind it. So that they're, now that they're using Barbie and she's bringing all this in, and that she's going on these podcasts with these young girls, that is so cool. Like,
I love it.
we need more women like that that want to see the next generation coming up, because like I had a male role model teach me about sports. That's how I got into it. How cool would it have been had I had a woman that would have been my spearhead to get me involved in sports? So I just think it's really, really cool. We need more of this. This
Love
is
it.
why I wanted an all women's panel show. It's because I'm all about women empowerment and women in sports and women, women, women. So
All right.